Hello everyone, in this lecture we are going to move forward and we are going to learn about loops in Python. Now let me tell you all about loops. Now if I ask you all to print a series of numbers from 1 to 100, how will you print it? So now let us get into our VS Code here and then open folder. Here I have created a new folder named Python 5 and create a file here, loops.py. So here if I say to print a series of number from 1 to 100, so you will simply write like print 1, then print 2 here, then just like that you will print all of them like this. Till 100. So here as you can see, if I will run this, firstly let me just erase them here. So loop.py, so it will get printed like this till 100. Here I have only printed 100 here because I wanted to show example. I will not print till 100 here. So if I want to print this 100 times, you will do what, you will print it like this. But till where can you print this? Now let us suppose I give you to print suppose 1000 or 10,000 or even 1 lakh. So at one point you will also get tired and frustrated. So to do that in an efficient way, we have loops. So to do this in efficient way, we use loops, and how we will use loops is what we are going to learn in this lecture here. Suppose if I say to print suppose 1 to 5, so now you will print 1 to 5 like that only, like print 1, print 2, print 3, print 4 and print 5. Now if you want to do it like in one step only, so you can use loops here. So here the loop which I am using is for loop. We'll study for loop when we will move ahead into this chapter. So let me write here for I in range. Now firstly just see it here, this is a syntax for the looping here. We'll study that once we'll get into it. So now I write, now this is just like indexing, but in indexing we use colon here. Now here in loops, when we try to loop something, we will use this function when we try to print like a series of something. So for iteration, we'll talk about iteration as well. So iteration is nothing but basically pointing, or like just we did in indexing, it will search every index of that list or of that anything, like string also. So I is basically iteration, you can name it anything. Iterative element can be named anything, but here I am talking about range. Now in indexing we used colon here, but now here in loops we use comma in range function, and this is again the starting index and this is the last index till where we want to print for I in range I. So here I will go through 1 till 5 and then it will get printed like this 1 to 5. So this is one way. If you want to do it in single click, this is the way to do it if you are working with a large amount of series of something. As you can see here, sometimes we want to repeat a set of statements in our program. For instance, print 1 to 1000. So now print 1 to 1000, you will not print it like that, you will print it just like come here and 1 to suppose 1000, I will print I and I will get the numbers like this. So it will count, it will print them till 999. So if I want to print it till 1000, I have to give 1001. So this is same as indexing here, as you can see 1 to 1000. So that is how you can use loop Loops make it easy for a programmer to tell the computer which set of instructions to repeat and how. So looping is basically helpful for coders, obviously, which tell the computer the set of instructions, as we have learned in our earlier lectures also. So set of instructions are used, which are called here looping or loops, which tell the computer to work on the particular instructions and how to work on the particular instructions to repeat the process again and again, again and again. I will come back here in our VS Code and I will make another file here, name looping.py. So here if I come here and if I will just suppose say, now we'll talk about loop here. So the first loop which I am using is while loop. Okay, so there are two types of loops in Python, which we'll study here. Primarily there are two types of loops in Python, while loops and for loops. So now let us firstly talk about while loops. Now while loops are what? Firstly let me suppose I write here while I is less than 6, print print I, and also I plus is equals to 1. So here what is happening here is, now firstly for loop and while loops work like same, but there are two different ways to do the same thing. Now here in while loop what is happening here is, I have given suppose a range here of I should be less than 6, so till 5 it is there, from 0 to 5. So uh, now here I am printing I till 5. Now what is this? This is basically when we will be done with this print also, then it will increase the number here. Suppose first condition it was 0, so 0 is less than 6, it is true, and the 0 will be printed. Then I will exceed to the value 1, whatever it was its previous value, it will be overwritten by the next value which we are adding. So we have added 1 here, so 0 becomes 1. Now 1 is also less than 6, so it will also be printed. Then I will again get plus with 1, so it will become 3, then become 4, then till 5 it will go. And the time it becomes 6, means after 5 the time it becomes 6. Now here condition becomes false. Now 6 is not less than 6, 6 is equals to 6. So here our code will be exited and we'll get our values or the print which we wanted to print till 0 to 5. Now here for while to stop, you have to make a condition false. Now one condition should be false, otherwise we will get an infinite loop here. If it doesn't get if it doesn't get false at any point, the while loop will become infinite. It will run again and again, again and again. It won't stop. It will never stop. Now we usually don't come across with the infinite loop, but if you do want to exit your code or exit from while loop, so you have to make sure that one condition should be false at the end or wherever you want. So one condition should be false, otherwise it will go on and on, and it will never exit the loop here. So it will stuck in the loop and will never end. Now talking about for loop here. So for loop, as I have given your examples, so here it is for I in range 1 to 1000. So here you can give range for the iteration, but in while loop you can use one condition only, but here you have to give range. So that is how for loop and while loops are differentiated. Suppose if I come here as you can see, it is given I is equals to 0 while I is less than 5, print I is equal to I plus 1. So whether I write I plus is equals to 1 or I is equals to I plus 1, this is both the same. Now here I was given 0, so till I becomes 5, that means 0 to 4, it will print 0 to 4 here. No, it will print Harry till 4 times or 5 times, because we are counting from 0, so it will print it till 5 times, 0 1 2 3 4. Now here quick quiz is here. Write a program to print the content of list using while loop. So for content of loops we'll again come here. Now suppose if I take a list here, suppose L is equals to 1 Rishabh calls this Rohan 22 uh, Kunal and suppose Shubham, like that. So now if I want to iterate every element in this list, so what I will do using while loop here, what I will do here is I will firstly type I is equals to 0 for because I want to start it from 0. So here I have written this. So while, now while here basically in simple English we can say until this condition is met. Until now I have, now if I write here I is less than length of L. Now here what I want to say is till this condition is met, till when I is 0, I starting from 0 here, but till the condition I is less than L. Now L is what? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So the length of list is here 8. It is 8, but we are saying here that I is starting from 0th index, and if uh, till the till the value of I is less than L, or the length of list, so till that value you should do what? Now I have to give here what it should do print li. So whatever it is in the list, it should print. Now I 1 plus is equals to 1. So here I have given a condition till I is less than length of L. That means till it is less than 8, it should print the index of this length. And after doing this, when the till when the condition is true, that means till 7 the condition is true. So then till that condition just exceed the value by 1. 0 1 2 3 4 like that. So if I will run this, it's saying me I is not defined here. Now as you can see here, now first it went to first in 0th index, first 2 3 4 5 5 6 7. So 7th index till it went and it printed all of them. So that is how you can use while loop. Now coming to for loop here, as you can see, a for loop is used to iterate through a sequence like list tuple strings. That means iterable. Now here list is given 178 for item in L, print item. So here as you can see here, it will print all the items available in that list. Now here as we use name range function, which is used in Python to generate a sequence of number. We can also specify start, stop and step size. Now what is step size here? Step size is basically what we did in indexing, that was jumping or skipping the values. Now here you can see here item is the iterative element here, which will iterate through that list string or whatever you want it into iterate. Now here it is written item. I used I, but you can use anything. You can give iterative element any name. Any name can be used here, not just I. You can use any name here, but it should be valid. Now let us talk about step size here. Now here if I come here for loop.py, and if I do what? Let's suppose I wrote for I in range 4. Now here just like in indexing, we used to write before the index column when we want to start it from 0th index, but we didn't want to write 0, so we put column here. But here in string, when you write it like this, it will automatically interpret that you want to iterate that element, iterate whatever you want to iterate here from the 0th index, and it goes to from 0 to n minus 1 here. So n is r4, so it will go till 3 here. Now if I print I here and run here, as you can see 0 to 3, that is how it will also work here, just like in indexing. So now let me show you here step size here, that means jumping. So here if I have opened REPL, and firstly I will write Python here. So now for I in range, let's suppose I want to print it till 100 and I want to skip 4 values. So just like we did in indexing, we put colon colon. So here you have to just put comma instead of colon. And now if I will shift enter here and I will print I just like this, and I will shift enter here, so I will get C. Now starting from 0 till 100, but I want to skip every 4 value till it reaches 100. So here 4, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and it is going till 96. Now why is it not including 100 here? Because as we have seen, the last index is not included here. The last value is not included here. It goes till n minus 1, that is 99. So 99 is 3 more than 96, so it cannot be printed here. Now this is what ranging it is in loop, for loop. So just like we did in strings, the slicing here, see, if you still don't understood, so here I written what I wanted to print it from 0 to 100. Here as you can see, I wanted to print it from 0 to 100. Now here, instead of using colon, you can call it slicing, but this is a range function, so here you can call it, but this is not slicing. So here as you can see, I have written 0, and range function, basically it is not, we don't use colon here, we use comma here. So I am starting from 0, I want this value till 100. So now 100 is written here, but I want to also skip the value 4 values in between 0 to 100. So whatever the values are, it will be skipping those 4 values whenever it is printing. So it will be print like suppose 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Suppose I wanted to print it from 1 to 12, and I wanted to skip every 3 values. Or let's suppose take the same example, I wanted to skip every 4 value here. Now how will I skip it? I am starting from 1 here, so I will jump to 1 2 3, and the fourth value which I will jump into, that will become my another value. So these 3 will be skipped and will not be printed, 2 3 and 4. Now again starting from 5, we will have 6 7 8 and 9 will be printed here, and 6 7 8 will be excluded. So now after 9 10 11 12, so there is no another number here, and it will only print till n minus 1, that is 11. So 12 will automatically firstly will excluded and will be printing till 11 only, but I want to skip also 4 values, so 1 5 and 9 will be printed here. Other numbers will be excluded. Now suppose if I want to do the same thing with tuple also, I will take tuple here. We can do this iterating or for looping in a tuple also. 12, 34, 56, 7, 89 and 30. Now let's suppose for tupling item, suppose I have taken the iterative element as this in T. So print tupling item here, and then if I will run this, I will get, now firstly just let me just erase it out, and then if I print it, I will get all the values which are present in tuple. So we can do looping in tuple also. Now another example, if I erase this and write here, I want to write here a string. Suppose I take Rishabh as a string, and now I want to write for I in S, print I. So as you can see, every character in this string is printed as a value of I after iterating them. So that is how you can use for looping in every data type possible. Now if I come back here, so now here for loop with else. Now this right here is a very important concept that we are going to learn, for loop with else. And now we are going to study about for loop with else. Now we have used if and else here, if else here. Now we will use for loop with else only. So how to use that? An optional else can be used with for loop if the code is to be executed and loop exhaust. Now this is the example given here. Now let us try to understand this example. Now here list is given of 3 integers, so it is integer type of list, 1, 7 and 8. Now we are iterating here for item in L. So for every item in L, for every element in L list, print item. So it will print 178, or else print done. This is printed when loop exhaust. So now what is happening here is till the time for loop is getting value, it is getting provided by the values here. So it will continue to iterate till the last limit is reached, and once it gets false value or it stops getting the values, it will execute else, and here the done will be printed. Now let us take example like this only, and if I create here for uh, for loop with else dot py, here I've created another file here. Let us take a list here, Rishabh, and then 23.5, then 34, then suppose Soham, then Kunal, then Hardik, suppose we have Shu here. Now I have written every element possible here. So now if I will do what I will do here, suppose like this, for item in L, for item in L, print item, and after you stop getting the values, else print this is done. Now if I run this, I will get everything, and at last I will get this is done. So this is used to basically print only when you use else. So this is like that, whenever it will stop here, and the else function will be executed after that. Now this else function is basically not much used in practical programs, but in interviews it can be asked. So now let us move ahead. Here as you can see, now here I will come here, and we will study about some statements here: break, continue, and pass. Now let us study them one by one. Break is used to come out of the loop when encountered. It instructs the program that to exit the loop. Now what break will do here is it will abruptly exit the program. What do I mean by that? So now let's suppose I have, now let's make a file here naming break.py, and if I want, suppose for I in range 1 to 100, suppose I have to print like this. Now we know that this will print, so now no, we know that this will print one starting from 1 till 99 here. But now I want that when, so now if I want to suppose that I want to stop at till 34, so now what I will do is, if I equals 34 break. Now break, what will it do here? Now suppose I know this will print from 1 till 100, but I gave a condition here in for also. So what I am saying is, by the time it is running and it is not reaching 34, but when it reaches 34, so break the loop. So but at the moment it reaches 34, break will be executed, and the loop will break uh, and will not continue again. So break is used to abruptly exit the program. Now here I have given 34, so the time the value reaches 34, it will break and will not continue again and will exit the loop. Now let us run this, and as you can see here, after 33 it is not executed again. Means I have given here but 1 to 100, but the time it reaches 34, the break statement comes in play and it breaks the loop or exits the loop, and this loop never continues further. Now let us study about the continue statement. Continue statement is used to stop the current iteration of the loop and continue with the next one. It instructs the program to skip the iteration. Now as you understood here, now here it is given for I in range this, and here it is given if I is equals to continue print I. Now here what will happen here is, suppose if I take another example here, suppose for I in range, let's suppose now I am printing it 1 from 1 to 50, and if I here becomes suppose 23, so continue and print I. Now what I am doing here is, now continue here as you have seen skips the iteration, so it will do nothing, it is just like break only, but what will it do is it will skip that iteration or that value what you have given. Now here what will happen is it will print 1 to 55, but here the time it reaches 23, uh, continue statement will come in play and 23 will be skipped, and after that starting from 24 to 50 it will continue to print. Now let us run this. And we will get, as you can see, when I will reach here 22 to 23 is here removed, and after that 24 to 49 it has been printed, but here 23 is removed. So continue, what it does is it will uh, remove that value, remove that particular element coming in between the loop, and break, what it does it will just exit the loop after that value. Now we are going to learn about pass statement here. The pass statement, what it does is pass is a null statement in Python, it does nothing. So what do I mean by that? Now suppose I don't want to do anything in my code of loop. Now let's see here to accurately learn about it. Suppose I take example, let's suppose here this I will take and create pass.py. I'll put this here. I'll put this here, and I'll go here and I will write for I in range 645. Now, suppose I have written here 45 and print I. So now here I have written this. Now I'm thinking that I'm not able to think what I have to do in this for loop here. So now I want to just like do it afterwards. Like I want to think about it and then I will do it afterwards. But I want my while function to work here. But if I will run it here, I will get indentation error. Here as you can see it is giving me indentation error also, the error, so it will not run. What it is saying is I have to complete my code here. Now here I have not completed my code for I, but I want to do it afterwards. Now I don't have anything for now to do this in for loop. Now I want to do it when I will think about this code and then I will write it. So for that we have a keyword or a statement called pass here. When I will come here and write pass, it will now see the red line is gone here, and now if I will run this, I will only get while till 44. Our for function is not executed here 645 because I want to do it afterwards. So Python, when we add pass here, so Python will understand that this code will be done afterwards or whenever you want to do it, and that code will not run now. So it will just pass it and then run the other code if you have given it. Now let us move ahead to our practice questions. Now coming back here to our practice questions, let us see what are the questions here. Now write a program to print multiplication table of a given number using for loop. So now using for loop we have to write a multiplication table. Now to that I will first create a file here named question1.py. So now I have to create a multiplication table. Now number can be anything, number can be multiplied by anything, table can be of any number. So for that, using for loop, I will do what is, first of all I will take the input from user in int input, and then I will write enter the number for the table you want to print. I'm telling the user that you should give me the number for the table you want to put. Now let's suppose he gives 5 or 6 or 7, so that is the number that we want to print here for the table. Now what I will do here is I will write for I in range. Now table is still 1 to 10, so I will give range here 1 to 11 because the in range function it starts from that from the number, and it will end at n minus 1, so 11 minus 1 will be 10, so 1 to 10. Now here I will print, now see I will be writing f strings here, and I will give here n so what I'm doing here is I'm using f strings to get this number directly into the print statement, and here I have written n. Now n is the number printed by that. So now in a table the left side of the multiplication remains same because we are doing it for that table only. Now let's suppose it is given 5, so 5 into 5, 5 to 5 into 2, 5 into 3, so 5 will remain same here, so n will remain same here. Now I will run from 1 to 10 and it will get changed, and here the real multiplication is going on n into I. So every time I changes it will get multiplied with this n. Now let us run this, and if I enter Python question1, now I want to print the table of suppose 7. Here this is our table, 7 into 1, 7 into 2, so till 10. Now this is how you can do this question. Now move ahead to another question. Write a program to greet all the person names stored in a list L which start with S. Now I will copy this list here and I'll move to VS Code. I will write question 2.py and I'll copy paste it here. Now for name in L, print, no, not print, I will say if name dot starts with S, print. Now again F strings here, hello and name. This is how you can do this. If I will run this, I will get Python question 2.py. Oh, I have not intended it here. Print is not intended. Now it will give me the code here. Question 2.py. As you can see, the name which are starting from S, it has printed here with hello. So now let us move ahead to another question here. Attempt a problem. Attempt problem 1 using while loop. Now you have to do this using while loop. So what we will do here is question 3.py. We have to do it using question 1 only. So what I will do here is in for loop we have to again take int input, enter the number, let's suppose, for which the table should be printed. Now I will write while I less than 11 here, and for that I have to give I also. I is equals to 1, I starting from 1. Now f strings n into I is equals to n multiplied by I, and for every I increase it by 1. Now let's print this in our terminal here. Python question 3.py. Let's enter number again 7. So here you can see another table here is printed, but now using while loop. In the first question we did it using for loop. Now here it is while loop. Now let's move ahead to another question here. Write a program to find whether a given number is prime or not. Now for prime numbers are basically the numbers which get divided by themselves and 1. So these are prime numbers. Prime numbers are what? Prime numbers either get divided by themselves or by 1. Now this number should not exceed. Now the two numbers are dividing themselves, either it is divided by 1 or itself. So not exceeding the number. Now let's suppose there is 4. So 4 is divided by 1, 4 and 2 also. Now this is not a prime number. This is a composite number. So for that we will create another file here. Question 4.py, and to get the prime number, firstly we need to check whether it is prime number or not. Now for that I have to write, firstly take the input from the user, int input, enter the number, and for I in range, I will start here from 2 because 1 is already a prime number. So 2 to n, and if n is modulo of I equals to 0. Now what do I mean here by that? Because now suppose here is a number, suppose now it is starting from 2. Now suppose I gave here let's suppose 3 here. So 3 will get divided by I, it is starting from 2. So till the time it becomes 0 until it is not 0, it will print not a prime number, and when I will get prime number, so it will break here. Now if I run this in terminal, we will write python question 4 dot py, and then we will enter number, suppose 5. Now here what I did wrong here is I have to give else also after for, in the indentation of for else print the number is prime. That is how you can do it. Now if I run this, I will have python question 4.py, and if I enter number 5, I will get this is a prime number, because 5 is not divided by any number, any even number. It will be divided by 5 and 1 only. That is how you can do this. Now again another question, write a program to find the sum of first n natural numbers while using while loop. So first n natural numbers we have to sum. Now question 5.py here, and then first have to take the input, int input, enter number, then we have to start it from now while I is less than or equals to n, then sum plus equals to I, and I plus equals to 1. Now we have taken sum here, so we have to take sum is equals to 0 here as well, and then print sum also. Now what we are doing here is I have taken I and sum is equals to 0. So sum we have to do it from that while is still I less than n, or it becomes equals to n. Now sum will get every value which is when this condition will be true, so sum will get every value and I will get increased every time it runs right code. So now if I will go to terminal here and I go to python question 5.py, if I enter here, now let's suppose I write 56657, so this is a big number, so let me write a smaller number here. Question 5.py, let's write question 5.py here, question 5.py. Now if I enter number 56, it will give me 1596. Now you can see how it is giving me 1596 here, since I have provided the number as n. Now here if I suppose if I write here python question 5.py, and if I let's suppose take another smaller number, so suppose 5. Now 5 is what it is doing here, it is summing all the numbers here and it is giving me 15. Now let us hop into our another question here. Write a program to calculate a factorial of a given number using for loop. Now for for loop, again we have to create question 6.py here, then in this terminal here, and then now for factorial. Factorial is what? Factorial is written like this: 5 factorial is equals to, we will multiply this, then 4, then 3, then 2, and then 1 at last. So this is what factorial looks like. So now how to make this in our program? Firstly, take the user input for which he or she wants to make factorial of, enter the number. I've taken the number from the user. Now for I in range 1 to n plus 1, because if I give 5 here, so it will make it 6, which will again, now 6 will not be counted, it will be counted till 5th. So that is how we are doing it here. Now print uh, product is equals to product into I, and now print the factorial of n is product. Now let us see. Run this code, go to terminal, write python version 6.py. Now for 5 factorial, so I'm not taking product here, but I have given it, so now let's give product is equals to 1 here. Now if I run this in our terminal, I will get python version 6.py. Now if I enter 5, I will give 120 as a factorial. That is how you can do factorial question here. Now let us move on to another question. Now this is the important question. Write a program to find following star pattern. Now this is what we have to do here for n is equals to 3. Let's do it. This is quite a tricky one. Now for n is equals to 3, so 3 is our row here. Now for that, the spaces will be like this. Star here, then another space, then one stop here, 3 stars, then again, and then 5. This is how it will look like when we are doing this type of star tree, as you can say, in Python. Now let us see how to do it. I will erase it. I will come back here. Firstly, I will take the input, input, enter the number. Now for I in range starting from 1 till n plus 1. Now what it should do is it should print firstly the space here n minus I. What I'm doing here is for every number here, now let's suppose the user has given 3 here, so it will become 4 and it will be counted till 3, 1 2 3. So I am printing the spaces here till 3 in the first place. So n minus I, 1 2 and 3, it will create first space, then second space, then third space. Now here print star and 2 into n, 2 into I minus, and now we will write end is equals to space. Now where end, what it does is it will not create an another new line here. Now here this the last line, this will not create a new line here. So now if I will run this in my terminal, python question 7.py. Now let's suppose I have given 3 here. So as you can see, it is not giving me the correct output here. So I have to do this again. I have done something wrong here. Now as you can see here, I have removed the first line here, which was here this only space and then multiplied by I minus 1. So now we have to remove that and do this, because that was not printing our this star, the first star here. So now we have got our this star tree. Now let's move ahead to another question here. Now we have to print it like this. We have printed like this. Now I have to print like this. So what I'll do here is, now for this I am creating another file here, question 8.py, and we will go here and I will take firstly the input enter the number. Now again same, for I in range 1 to n plus 1, print star into I. So here what we'll do here is we'll go to terminal, write python question 8.py and enter suppose 3. You will get it like this. Now let's move ahead to another question containing the same same star for again for 3. Now coming back to a new file for question 9. I will firstly create input here to enter the input of the user, enter the number, then I will do the same thing here also. For I in range starting from 1 till n plus 1, if n equals to 0 or n equals to 1, sorry, not 1 here it will come n and it will come I, and I equals to 0, and here it will come 1. So for this we will print star into n, and if I use else here, else print star, then print space into star and is equals to again. Now for loop print. Now let us run this, go into a terminal and run this python question 9.py. Let us enter 3 here and it is giving me a varied output. Now our output is not wrong, but these stars are here, so for that I guess we need to remove this end here. This is creating a problem, I guess. Now let's run this python question 9.py, enter number 3 and it gets shifted here. So I guess the end here should be this one, should be removed. So I guess the problem here is this the spacing which I have given. Now let's print this. I hope I will get the correct answer now. Now for 3, now it is printing the correct value here. So this is how you can do this question. Let's move ahead to last question of this lecture. Now write a program to print multiplication of n using for loops in reverse order. So this is an easy one, question 10.py, and let us write the table here. Now for normal order, what we did was we did for I in range 1 to 11, and then what we did was print f string and then n into I is equals to n into I. Now for doing this in reverse order means this number should be same, but the table should start from not 1 but from 10. So for that we have to do 11 minus I here, and here also 11 minus I. So like that, when you will do this, you will get here python question 10.py, and if I suppose I will type here this, now you will get 5 into 10 is equal to 50, 5 9 is 45, 5 8 is 40 like this, and 5 into 1 is equal to 5. So now that wraps our lecture 5 here, and I'll meet you guys in next one. Thank you.